Welcome everyone. Welcome to Pressure Crisp. My name is Lisa and today, yes, butternut squash. One of my favorites, yes, but this is going to be a Ninja Foodi 101 video. We're actually going to use a function that most people probably don't use, but comment down below and correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me what you have steamed in your Ninja Foodi. So yeah, I don't have much to say. Come on over, let's chop this up and steam this delicious butternut squash. So you want to make sure you have an extremely sharp knife. And this is just what I do, whether it's right or wrong. Once again, put your stuff in a compost pile. I don't know if people compost, but it's a good idea if you can. Some people use a paring knife. I just use a peeler, and we're just going to peel this butternut squash. And I'm sure you guys don't want to see me do this, so I'm going to shut the camera off, and I'll be back when this is peeled. So this is all peeled. Let me make sure you guys can see this really well. Maybe a little. There we go. I just want to make sure you guys can see this. Looks like we got a bad spot right here. Let's see how far that goes down. And FYI for everybody out there, your hands most likely will turn orange from cutting up this butternut squash. But to me, it's not a big deal. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to chop it right in half just like that. Once again, please be careful. Make sure your fingers are not in the way. And what I'm going to do, you're going to scoop these seeds out. Now, I'm going to put these in the compost pile, but if this was an heirloom, if this is not an heirloom, if this was an heirloom butternut squash, I would actually save these seeds and plant them next year, but they're not. But that is a whole nother channel to deal with. And as you can tell, my hands are already starting to turn that lovely butternut squash color. So if you have gloves, go ahead and put them on. And what I just do, you want to make sure these are not cut into too large of chunks, or it's going to take forever to steam. You can probably pressure cook this, but I usually just steam it. Actually, I don't think I've ever pressure cooked it. That would be a good little challenge. And I usually cut them like into that size piece or even smaller, because you want to make sure they're not too big of pieces, because we want this to cook in like 20 minutes. This piece can be very dangerous cutting. So what I want you to do is grab it and you're going to cut a tiny little piece off. That squares it up. You can throw that in to steam that. That's not garbage or compost pile stuff. It squares it up. It's very stable. Now, once again, just watch your fingers and just cut it like this. Whoops. Just make sure your fingers are not under there, because it's very dangerous. Just trying to get it in there. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh. Not the best, but it'll work. And I'm just going to chop them up into strips here. And if you guys have an easier way to do this, hey, chime in, leave a comment down below. I am always willing to learn something new. And just cube it up. I'm almost done cutting up this butternut squash. I'm just running out of room on my cutting board. You make sure the bowl is in. I'm pouring in 2 cups. I think the directions say to pour in like a cup or cup and a half. I always do 2 just in case, which I've been experimenting with butternut squash. I've had to do this a few times where I have to put the lid back on to make sure it's cooked. I have to start the whole process all over again. So I want to make sure there's enough water in this pot. And I'm using I think this is an OXO. Yeah, it is an OXO. I like OXO. This is an OXO steamer basket. And you're just going to pick this butternut squash up and just put it right in the basket. And so the whole, one entire butternut squash is in here. And I just like to spread it out, as its thickest part is right in the middle. Next step, you're going to take the lid. You're going to place the lid on. This is the most important part. When you use the steam function, make sure it's set to vent. Once again, I'm going to repeat this for a second time. When you're using the steam function, make sure it's set to vent. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. We're going to select steam. There it is right there. It defaults to 10 minutes. We're going to up this to 20 minutes. And hit start. So it's preheating right now. And it'll start counting down once it comes to, it'll actually say boil. If I can catch it, I'll show it to you. Okay, so see how it says boil? And it's starting to count down from 20 minutes. I want to point one thing out because we only have 8 seconds left on the 20 minutes. You're not going to be able to open this lid right away. You're going to have to wait until that tab, see how the time is up. So now we got to wait because look, I can't budge it. So you have to wait until the steam goes down and that silver tab or the red tab drops in the back before you can remove this lid. I just want to make sure everybody knew that, just an FYI. See, because you can try, I can't do it. The tab has gone down in the back, so it's safe to remove the lid. Open it away from you, and watch out for the dripping water. Just give the lid a shake. I'm just going to put it off to the side over here. Now before you take the silicone strainer out, take a knife. All right, that's done. Can you guys, I just want to make sure you can see that. Just put a knife through the butternut squash just to make sure it's done. So I know this butternut squash is done. Another thing, go ahead and shut your Ninja Foodi off because we want it to stop because it's on the keep warm function right now. Now see how the steam can be dangerous. Be very careful. You can put pot holders on or some kind of mitts to take this steamer out of here. I just want to make sure that you know that it is very, very hot. As you can see, I have the, what is this thing called? It's the Ninja Foodi Power Pitcher system. It was like, I think, I don't know, $100, $109 through Ninja Kitchen. I can't remember. It's pretty good. So I did set it up. This thing, oh, Lord have mercy. Please be careful. This thing is like, use the brush that came with it to clean it. It's very, very sharp and very, very dangerous. Now what you can do, you can either mash this butternut squash up, or what I'm doing, I'm just going to buzz it through the blender. As I've received comments before, people don't want to know what I'm going to do with this. But today's Sunday, I'm making mashed potatoes, I'm making butternut squash, I'm making sausage stuffing, and roasting a chicken. And I'm making up a bunch of dinners for my mom to take to my mom tomorrow. Just want to, oh wait, you guys still can't see that great. Let me see. I also make sure you guys can see me putting the lid on and stuff. Whoops, we're crooked. There we go. Okay. So I haven't even plugged it in yet. I still have to plug it in, but I just want to let you know that this is here. The blade is in there. And you're going to take the lid, you're going to put it on just like this, and it locks in place just like that. Let's turn it on. Now you have smoothie, bowl, spread, chop, dough. When I do stuff like this, you're just going to pulse it. And I can say this blender is loud. Not going to lie. So I'm just going to go ahead and pulse it. I'm trying to, because it's not mixing up too good here. I'm just trying to get it caught. Let's see. Let me release it. Once again, there's going to be a ton of steam coming out of the top of this, so please be careful. I'm just using a spatula. Do not stick your hand in here. I've done that with the hot and cold blender, and yeah, well, it was ugly. Put that back on, and we're just going to pulse it some more. And it sounds like a freight train. I'm going to leave a few seconds of that in there. This thing is a beast when it comes to noise. Cut off. Now once again, take this out. You do not want this thing falling on you. This is like, wow. It is very, very sharp. I'm just going to put it in the sink. And this is all I do just to make this butternut squash. It's pretty good. I'm just pureeing it up for my mom. So I'm just going to serve it in a bowl just to take a picture of it for everybody. And you can mash this up like with a potato masher if you wanted to, or leave it cubed that people can crush it up on their own plate, like mush it up. But I'm just getting meals ready for her. And that's all there is to butternut squash. It's very tasty. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna, you know something, I don't think I'm even gonna do a formal taste test, but I mean, yeah, look at this. Yeah, that is so good. It's good plain. I didn't even add any salt and pepper yet. What I do plan on doing, because my mom's not a big salt and pepper person or like butter and stuff, I may take a couple pats of butter and put salt and pepper on top, and then I'll mix it in by hand. All right, so yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I know this is just a general Ninja Foodi 101 video. Give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and stay tuned. I was thinking about this while this was steaming. Because I have a few more on the porch, I'm actually going to pressure cook some butternut squash just to see what happens. It's just going to be an experimental video and just to put it out there. And also see which way is quicker. All right, so thanks again for watching, everybody, and take care.